Next up is a product inspired by our new work-from-home normal.
Hi Sharks, my name is Parm, like Parmesan. I know it's cheesy. I'm from Sacramento, California, and the CEO of Mute Me.
And I'm Ty, like the tie that you wear. And I'm also from Sacramento, California, and the CFO. We're here today asking for $200,000 in exchange for 10% of our company, Mute Me.
And joining us virtually today are our two other co-founders and wives, Handeep and Brittany.
Hi Sharks, I'm so excited to be here today. My name is Handeep and I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Mute Me.
I'm Brittany and I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at Mute Me.
We wish they could be here with us today.
Yeah, right. They're so lucky we let them on the tank. We're the real talent. We should have been on there.
Tell me about it. You know it took Ty a month to memorize his 5 lines? I had them down in a day. We would have been flawless.
We would have been.
We can hear you!
There's gotta be a better way.
Well, now there is.
Sharks, this is Mute Me, the world's first illuminated mute button. You press Mute Me when you need to be muted, the lights change color so it's never disputed.
Tap it again when it's your turn to speak. The light stops you from letting the wrong words leak.
It's a perfect tool when you're multitasking or when you have a coworker like Mr. Wonderful who keeps on ranting. It helps others around you know if you're busy, no more wondering, hey, he's not on a call, is he?
Stainless steel is super neat. Custom engraving, it can't be beat.
It's the hottest product of the year. No more conference call slip-ups or fears.
Whether you're working or learning, our button makes things easy. Don't worry, we know this rhyme's pretty cheesy.
Sharks, we hope you found our pitch just a little bit funny. But unmute yourselves, it's time to make some money.
I like that.
So run through really quick all the scenarios. Just give me like 4 or 5 where you think someone would use this.
So 2020, one of the top lines that was used was, you're on mute. Now at times, have you heard a dog bark, doorbell ring, different scenarios where someone's talking and they don't realize they're on mute, everyone's trying to get their attention, and they just don't have that indication that they are.
Why not just do a browser extension, though, and just make it really, really big on the screen where everybody's looking?
Because it takes up screen real estate, you don't want to take up additional space on your screen. There's like 8 different conferencing platforms, right? When you're interfacing with all those different conferencing platforms, it's not easy. So our button, you plug it in, you press the button, it mutes and unmutes.
How much are you selling them for?
We're selling them for $39 retail.
And what do they cost to make?
It's $11.62 right now.
How did you come up with this? And tell us about your background.
We actually have a mutual friend that came up with the idea. I worked on a remote working project with him 2 years ago, and Ty is a technical marketing manager at the largest all-remote company in the world. So we decided to go down the path of developing something ourselves. We prototyped it in about a month, launched to Kickstarter, and it just takes off. And so we ended up...
Give me an idea what takes off.
Yeah, so we did...
so we did $145,000 on Kickstarter.
Dollars or units?
Dollars. And Indiegogo was $135,000, so we did $280,000 in crowdfunding.
What about real sales? What's happened?
We've done $61,000.
$61,000. How'd you sell them?
On our website, you'll want to know also, we are in every Staples in the United States.
You are?
The last 4 weeks.
But what have they sold in these last 4 weeks?
So we've sold just over 150 units.
That's it?
One of my pet peeves, you have a provisional patent. No, you don't. You filed the provisional patent application. So they're still pending, likely going to get rejected. It's hard to say something that simple will get through, but it's not a demo yet. So difference.
$40 is a lot of money for that device.
Right. Right. It's kind of like, it's almost a novelty, right? The Staples, right? The easy button. That's probably why they liked it. I don't know. It does have some utility, certainly. And I want to be clear that, hey, this could actually be something that is patent granted in the end and is worthy of looking into. But you got to make sure there's a sizable enough market. And I think the fact that there were so little sales, in that 4-week period, it does call that into question. Whether it's going to be worth an investment in all that IP. Let's talk trademarks quickly. What do you think on something as descriptive as Mute Me?
Yeah, it's interesting. So, I mean, if this is like a composite trademark where you basically put 2 words together.
Yeah.
And if both words are descriptive, then the whole trademark is descriptive. So the word mute is a function of what it does.
Right.
Descriptive. Me, not really. So when they put them together, they were actually able to get the registration through the process.
Okay.
What I will tell you is this is one of the worst descriptions I've ever seen of a product at the USPTO.
You mean in the application? In the
application. So they didn't have an attorney file the trademark application, so they did it themselves. And you don't want to do this because I'm looking at their registration certificate and I cannot tell you what this thing is.
Okay, not good.
Not good. It's a computer peripheral device. So that's pretty broad, but I don't know what that means, right? So anyways, could use some work.
And I mean, I think in just what you would want is a very easy to understand and therefore easy to enforce.
Easy to enforce, easy to understand, easy for other, examining attorneys basically to cite your application against a third-party application, And really, you should just be able to tell exactly what this thing does. And I think what happened here is that this is somewhat of a unique device. It has a very specific functionality. And when the inventors were filing their trademark application, they were filing it off the menu at the USPTO with, kind of a fill-in-the-blank system at the USPTO. When in reality, they should have submitted a teased regular application, which would have given more color to the invention.
Totally. Thank you, Matt. I do want to show this off. There was that question that came in on the Q&A earlier related to international filings, and this is the one that was filed. This is the WIPO, the World Intellectual Property PCT application that was submitted back in 2022 for this Mutiny. You can see the applicant here is the LLC. I believe it was Parm, right? When you go to Parm, Doot, and so they've got the drawing up front. This is going to be filed in many different countries. So they've designated certain countries. You can see the country acronym. Many here listed.
That's an expensive list right there.
It is. So it's quite a few more here. So all these countries will be able to get, if they wanted to elect to file in the national phase, they could then pay the fee and get that early filing date, which does go all the way back to November 16th, 2020. So that was probably the US provisional filing date. So it's cool that they'll actually get that benefit in all the member countries of the PCT.
If those member states approve the patent, correct?
Yes, each country will have to do their own examination. The beauty of the PCT is that they all will point back to one search, so International Search Authority. So there's some savings there at the international phase.
Good. I hope it went smoothly for them because as a trademark attorney doing international trademark application work, if that goes wrong in one of those countries, man, you got a lot of work to do.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think we are going to take that up as a separate topic. Hit some Madrid protocol, do a little PCT.
Yep.
Go worldwide for a day.
Yeah, we could. And maybe you and I would learn something too.
I think so.